Hey everybody, it's your book bud Joe here, and today is all about how much I suck. Today we're going to talk about my faults, my shortcomings, my blind spots, okay? So I wanted to identify my blind spots in specifically adult fantasy slash sci-fi, because we all have those books that we've been meaning to read forever. For years and years, I've had books on my list that everybody talks about, everybody loves. You got to read this, you got to read that. This is my favorite, this is the best. And it's on everybody's top 10 fantasy series of all time. You know, all those videos on BookTube where everybody lists their top 10 favorite books of all time, you know, on different genre lists. And we have a lot of books on those lists that we have to get to. But it's like impossible to get to them all, isn't it, guys? I'm just finding it really difficult because there's just so many books out there to read. And I'm reading all the books that I want to read, but there are just those that get away from me. They're very elusive, we could say. So I figured I would come up with a list of my blind spots, those books that I just have not read that it seems like everybody else has read. So I came up with a list of 5 books slash series that I have failed. I have not read these yet. You know, in certain circles, it's a little embarrassing. You know, you don't want to admit that you haven't read these books yet. But I'm going to just lay it all out in the open for you guys and just be completely honest and just get your opinion. Hopefully you'll support me and, you know, encourage me if it's warranted, if it's needed. Are these books, are they worth the hype? Like, are these that important? You have to let me know. I need your help. I'm calling on my friends to help me. Are these true blind spots that I should really be paying attention to? Let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so the first book that I came up with, it seems like everybody loves it. Everybody has read it. People on BookTube, my friends in my personal life. Mary, my book bud, loves this book. Just a lot of people. And it is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. I have not read this book, guys. And I know that this is a series. There's a few in this series, I believe. But I don't know. So recently, I've stated that I'm not like a space guy. I don't really do space. But I just finished Project Hail Mary and absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. So now I'm like thinking, maybe I can do space. Maybe I could try more space stuff. So I'm open to it. So that's what made me put this on this list. I don't know. I don't know why I haven't read it. It just hasn't appealed to me up till now. I'm just like, all right, yeah, everybody loves this Hitchhikers thing. I don't even get it. I just know that it's like is it a satire? I've heard it's like, you know, silly, absurd, and I guess it like answers like, you know, the meaning of life questions. I don't know. I don't really know anything about it. I just know people love it. So yeah, it's one of my blind spots. And I'm willing to put the work in, guys. I'm willing to address this. Oh, this is tough, man. This is tough, guys. You know, the first step is admitting you have a problem, right? Here I am, admitting it. I have a problem. All right. So Hitchhiker's Guide. What do you guys think? Should I read it or should I not? I'm going to be asking you that this whole video, guys. I need your help. Okay, next. Next is like a huge, sweeping, epic fantasy series, or I think it's sci-fi actually. And I hadn't heard about it until like probably I don't think I heard about this book until I started BookTube. But you know how those things go. Like maybe I had and I just like had no intention of reading it or just didn't know anything about it. It's just hard to believe that I hadn't heard about this book. I think it's been around forever. Dune. I never heard about this book until like, I don't know, a couple years ago, 5-6 years ago. I don't know how. I don't know how. I mean, I've lived in bookstores since I was born, so I had to have like seen it. It just wasn't of interest, I guess. So Dune by Frank Herbert. You know, I've heard that this is a rite of passage for sci-fi fans. So have I really been big into sci-fi? I always go back and forth about this too. Like I'm more fantasy, adventure, you know, old old fashioned, epic fantasies, you know? So I'm a little bit newer to sci-fi. So I feel like that's probably why this wasn't on my radar. But I know that there are movies. There's original movies. There's newer movies. I haven't seen any of them. I know nothing about Dune, except what it's in the desert. Dune, right? I don't know. I've heard from booktuber friends that it's like the Lord of the Rings of sci-fi. I've heard that the world building is just unparalleled. So I hear great things about it. I've heard some negative things about it. The books are very long. It could be very like drawn out and boring at times, and very dry. Get it? Dry dunes in the desert. I don't know. So I don't know. Like, who out there loves Dune? There's many books. So I feel left out of certain conversations. Like I feel like these are true blind spots. Like if I'm someone who loves literature and these genres, like this is where I feel I fall short. That's basically what this list is. So we'll see. Do I have any plans to correct this? Yeah, like I definitely, I want to read all the books. So I definitely am not going to say no, no Dune, no. I'm slowly getting into the more chunky, epic fantasy books. They're like 900 pages. So maybe in the future I'll feel more comfortable and I'll jump in. Next. So this next series just recently came on my radar. I don't know when the first book was written, but it just seems like this has just blown up out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, I'm hearing everybody, all you guys talk about Dungeon Crawler Carl. Who is this guy? I never heard about him until like, I don't know, 6 months ago. Where did this come from? Did something happen? Was a new book released? Like, did somebody like make a movie, a TV show? Like, I haven't heard about it. Was there some sort of like scandal with the author? Like, why did this all of a sudden? I never heard those words together in my life. Dungeon Crawler Carl. Never in my life have I heard those words together. Then all of a sudden, everybody's talking about Dungeon Crawler Carl. I'm like, who? What? And it's like they think that I should know this. I'm like, but I've never heard anybody talk about this. So I feel like this is a true blind spot. By Matt Dinneman. It sounds, it sounds very exciting. It's a wildly paced, sci-fi series about this dude and his cat, Princess Donut. I think that is hilarious. And I've specifically have heard that these audiobooks are like top tier. I've heard that, the narrator, what's his name? I wrote it down. Jeff Hayes is just fantastic. He does all these voices. So I guess this is some sort of like a reality TV show where it's like in the galaxy and like all these different like aliens are like watching. Um, I I don't really know. It sounds cool. It sounds very different. It sounds very original. Um, you're like in a reality show, in a video game or something. I don't know. So it sounds great. It sounds funny. I've heard that it can actually be like very like heartfelt, and people like can shed a tear reading this as well. So this one, out of every single one on my list, this one is definitely going to be rectified. I think I'm going to do the audiobook. I have to do the audiobook. I think I'm going to do it. Am I doing it next? So as soon as I finish Remarkably Bright Creatures, which I'm not that far into, so I figure maybe about another 2 weeks, I'm going right into Dungeon Crawler Carl. So this just made this list, guys. This just made this blind spot list because this is going to be the first one that I'm going to be able to check off my list. And I feel good about that. I wonder if I'll feel inclined to read them all, because I think there are quite a few books at this point. Again, when were these written? I've never heard of these books. How am I missing these things? And I call myself a booktuber. What? Shh, don't tell anybody. Um, yeah, it's like there's just so many books out there. I just and certain things get more attention than at other times. Different things happen. Promotion, publicity. I don't know. I don't know how I missed this, but it's a blind spot. Okay, the next two I have feelings about, but they're still blind spots. I'm gonna admit it. Okay, Mistborn is the first one by Brandon Sanderson. Now, I have been ignoring this for the longest time. Mistborn. It's like one of those books that like everybody thinks that you should read if you like fantasy, and everybody like kind of makes comments and like Brandon Sanderson. It's it's so sickening. I feel like just oversaturated with the Mistborn and the Brandon Sanderson talk. I'm just gonna be honest. Okay, I only read one Brandon Sanderson book, and it was The Tress in the Emerald Sea. It was okay. It was good. I didn't like fall head over heels for it, but it was good. So, but like taking that out of it, like I haven't read any other Brandon Sanderson books. I don't know why I have this reaction to it, because I feel like people say like if you haven't read a Brandon Sanderson Mistborn or Brandon Sanderson in general, you don't know what you're doing. Your reading doesn't count, and like stuff like that. Like it's just so much. Like it's like I feel like it's forced down my throat. I feel like I'm rebelling. I really feel like I'm rebelling. My book bud Mary read this. I don't think, if I remember correctly, I don't think she absolutely adored it. I don't think she loved it, loved it, loved it. I think she said it like it was. I think she really enjoyed it. She said it was good. But like I think I've heard from her, and I've heard from other people that it gets a little bit slow. It's a little bit slow at times, a little drawn out. I mean, it's not a criticism, because a lot of books like that, especially like with this epic story that he's telling, and like I've heard the world building is just insane. So like I get it, and like all that world building takes time. So like that's definitely not a criticism. It's just something that I've heard. I've heard that this is like, what did they say? Ocean's 11 meets Lord of the Rings. In reading up a little bit about it, it really sounds really cool that like the magic system is like not like chanting spells, but it's like ingesting different metals into your body, which give you like superhuman powers and stuff like that. That sounds really cool. Definitely sounds awesome. I recognize that it's a blind spot for sure. Everybody's in love with Brandon Sanderson. Everybody's in love with the Cosmere and Mistborn. I really haven't had the urge to read it, but I realize its place in our world. Like I realize it. So you never know. I mean, is there a movie? Can I just watch the movie? You guys are going to be so mad at me. Okay, and the next one. All right. Let's just talk about this. I got the book for you. I have it. All right, so we got Wheel of Time. So this has been a joke on this channel for a long time. So I recognized this blind spot years ago because everybody's reading it. And it was like the biggest thing, and it's like a sweeping epic fantasy with so many volumes, and everybody was loving it. And then the TV show came out, and I started to watch the TV show just a little bit, and I loved it, and it just looked amazing. And so then I went crazy. I'm like, I want to read it. I got the book, first book. I got the graphic novels. I got two of them. So like, I'm interested, guys. Like, I really wanted to get into the Wheel of Time, and sometimes I'm just like, I don't even want to hear those words. Don't even say those words to me, because now I'm into Robin Hobb. Okay, so Robin Hobb, I am all about Robin Hobb and the realm of the Elderlings. So like, I feel I'm so excited that I'm reading Robin Hobb for so many reasons. I'm just absolutely loving the stories that she is providing us. Oh my God, I think she's so talented. The world that she has built, the characters, the things that she comes up with are just so original. I'm on the Live Ship Traders trilogy now, and I love it. So I feel like besides absolutely loving the realm of the Elderlings, I feel like it's going to really prep me for some of these blind spots that I'm talking about today, specifically like the Wheel of Time, right? Because it's kind of similar. I'm not exactly sure how many Robin Hobb books there are, maybe like 16 or 17. And like this is like probably even more than that. But it's like kind of neck and neck. And once I get a little bit further into Robin Hobb, I feel like I might be able to branch out a little bit. Because at first I was like, I can't do Robin Hobb and Wheel of Time. It's just too much. Um, but maybe I could. I don't want to limit myself, so maybe I could. Maybe as I get more involved and more experienced with these huge fantasy books, that I would feel more comfortable taking on more than one at a time. Yeah. So as you can see, I took this blind spot really far and I bought the book. I have the book in my possession. So it probably stands to reason that I will probably scratch this off my list before any of the other ones, maybe. Probably not though, because like maybe not, because Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy I feel like is more doable. And why leave that on the list for a year for 20 years? Like I could probably just like complete that one. Dune, no. Dungeon Crawler Carl, I told you I'm gonna do. Um, you know what I'm saying? So like I think there are some that can be completed sooner, and like why wait? Yeah, I mean it's a little intimidating. It's just a lot. It's just a lot, but I know I can do it. I can do it. What's really helping me with the Robin Hobb books is I take notes. I take notes. Now, I started taking notes for this channel when I started it just because I wanted to be able to reference some notes. You know, sometimes I forget a few things, like small little details that like I want to reference. So I will take notes. So, but just specifically for the channel. For Robin Hobb, I'm taking notes for me. I'm taking notes to like stay in the story. There's a lot of complicated scenarios happening. There's a lot of characters, and I I'm not a person who can read every day. Like I don't have the time to read every single day. Unfortunately, sometimes during my busy season, I'm only reading on the weekends, which is really sad to me. But and everything that happens throughout my week, like if I read Saturday night and Sunday and then I don't read again until the next Saturday, like it's going to be hard to remember. So I'm taking notes, and every time I sit down to read, I just really quickly, and they're not long notes, it's literally like the character's name and then like a very short description or sentence or like whatever's happening, and then I just read it. So like I say, okay, yeah, he's the one who did this, you know, she's the one who did that, blah blah blah. So that has just really just saved me with those Robin Hobb books, and I feel like I'm comfortable doing that going forward for something like The Wheel of Time. That's like, I mean, how many pages is this? It's gonna take me forever. Yeah, it's like almost 800 pages. So like I'll take some notes, and I just do it on my phone. You know, in the notes app, I just have some notes for myself, and that's working out really well. I'm getting in the swing of things. I'm getting my process down. So Wheel of Time, yes, and you know, Brandon Sanderson finished that series. So you know, I think I need to start opening up my mind to Brandon Sanderson because he's a superstar in our genre. I got to give him some credit, and I should probably take the time out to get to know him and his writing a little bit more. So all right, so these are the blind spots that I identified for myself, and I feel good about it. I feel like, you know, I'm admitting I have this problem. I'm laying it out. I'm taking notes. I'm outlining what I need to do. This is basically like a TBR of sorts. Like these are the books that I should get to in the future, right? And that I have an interest and I want to read some of these books in the future. So what I want to know from you guys is, are these true blind spots? Do I really have to give these books attention and like respect because these are the books that make up our genre that we love. So let me know which ones I should prioritize. And I know everybody's going to have a different answer, but I'm definitely looking for honesty and just like, you know what, Joe, like I feel like you really need to read A, B, and C first, and you could put the other ones on the back burner, right? When I retire, I can read The Wheel of Time, maybe. I don't know. I know I keep changing my mind about it, back and forth and back and forth. But you know, these are the things that I'm thinking of. So let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this video, learning all about my shortcomings and the things that I haven't been able to complete. And just talk to me. Let me know what I need to do. If you're enjoying Book Buzz, please like, share, and subscribe. And last but certainly not least, thanks for visiting Book Buds! Sorry, I just had a coughing fit. I don't know what happened. See, it's Mistborn! Damn you! Like in certain circles, you know. Why is it so high? Do I like it up there? Hey, how you doing, everybody? Here we are, and I'm testing this out to see if I like it. Do I like this angle? Why is it so high? I'm not really sure. Can you hear me? It's like so low. Okay, now is that better? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Ow.